Hey guys, Fox here, and today we're going to be doing more of a rant style video today about the UFL with two of the biggest problems that it currently has. And that, of course, is the communication and the site. Now, yes, I know that the timing of this might not be the best because earlier today we did find out that the schedule should be releasing at the end of the month during week 17 of the NFL season, as well as during the Alabama versus Michigan bowl game. But the points I'm making in this video still are 100% valid. And that's the fact that UFL has continued to have issues that the XFL and USFL both had, and that is a lack of communication and the site needing improvement. So I wanted to do a different video today, and then I realized while trying to get that video done that it would be very difficult to get it done because of these issues the UFL has. So to kind of explain what I'm talking about, the first example is the Upper Deck UFL set that came out. Now, if you look at these two tweets, it's very obvious what the issue is. The Upper Deck set came out on the 15th and was promoted on the 15th on Upper Deck's official channels. The UFL did not mention this anywhere until December 10th. Almost a full month after it released did they finally release it publicly. And look at the likes to repost to comments. Which one did better? The one on the official UFL site. Why? Because this is a UFL product. Here's the issue. When this set came out, according to UFL, which means that when they said it was now available December 10th, 2 of the 3 achievements were already fully done. The 8 autograph card that you needed all 36 autographs to get, all of them were redeemed. All the basic plates from the gold parallels, all redeemed. So 2 of your 3 redemptions or achievements are already done by the time the UFL publicly announced this. Do you know how stupid that is? And that's just a terrible thing. And that's inexcusable. It took you a month to release it. I mean, come on. And then that's not the only one, right? We have another one, the Collectible Exchange partnership, right? Collectible Exchange has been selling OG XFL, 2001 OG XFL, 2020 XFL, 2023 XFL, a little bit of the USFL, and a little bit of UFL memorabilia that is official partners with them. The certificate you get is from both the UFL and Collectible Exchange. UFL has said nothing about it. James Baker has. He came out and said that he was informed it was a partnership between both of them. XFL Analyst on Instagram, one of the biggest UFL channels and spring football accounts on Instagram. He even made a post with Collectible Exchange promoting this. The UFL, not a word. Still nothing. Again, November 22nd is when they made this. No, this stuff had been already listed on sites for like a couple days before these posts were made. But then on the 22nd, when they came out like this, it's just, we might get this maybe in like 6 days. If the UFL is going to continue this, we're going to wait till the last minute to promote this. But again, this is something that a lot of fans have been wanting. And again, aside from the helmets, a lot of this stuff is for very affordable prices, especially for what they are. Again, sub $200 for game-used jerseys, $100 for team-issued jerseys, which are on way better quality than like the normal ones you get from the store. Not that these are bad quality, it's just that, game jerseys are a hell of a lot better quality. Nothing. The UFL said nothing about it. So this is the communication issue that I have with the UFL, and that most creators have with the UFL, right? You ask like any big YouTuber what the biggest issue the UFL has, it's that they're not communicating with them properly. And these are examples of that. And that's not even the only thing. How about rosters, right? People wanting to make off-season roster videos, it's very difficult when the rosters aren't updated and aren't even actually correct with each other. The 2 main places you're supposed to go to check rosters for the UFL teams are Fox Sports and the UFL's official site. You would hope ESPN, but that's not the case. But between Fox Sports and the UFL site, it's just wrong. Look, first and foremost, AJ McCarron was publicly released, and he is still on both rosters as of recording this on the 16th. That is terrible. But it's not the only one. You can go check the Renegades on both, and that's even worse. If you look at the Renegades on both, on Fox Sports, they do not have him on the team, but on the official UFL site, they still have him on the roster. Now look, according to every report, it looks like he is going to be coming back. But as of now, officially, he is not on the team. Yet one site has him on the team and one doesn't. Then for the Battlehawks, both sites have him on the team when he isn't. Even Marcel Aitman, technically as of now, hasn't re-signed if I remember correctly. Correct me if I'm wrong, but if I'm not mistaken, as of now, he still technically isn't back either, and he's on both sites. Not good. And this is a big deal, because if you want to make videos on the rosters, and let's just say you're starting out a UFL channel and you want to make a UFL video, right, and you want to use these rosters, you might get a ton of information incorrect because of the league itself. When you have to go and do far more research than just looking at a roster page, that's an issue. You don't have that issue with ESPN when it comes to NFL teams like that. When a player gets signed in the next day or two, it's updated. Here, not so much. Another issue is something like promoting a story like this one. So for those of you who don't remember, during one of my monthly minor news recaps, I made a video talking about Brian Goldsmith breaking the world record for the fastest marathon in full pads and helmet. He did it again this year, almost. He did a half marathon that he almost broke the record for, but didn't break the record for. The UFL/XFL, technically considered December 12th, but the UFL basically has done nothing with either of these stories. This is a guy who works for the UFL, okay? He works as a ticket representative for the Renegades, and the UFL does not promote this. I mean, this is a guy doing this, wearing full Renegades gear twice now, as a staff member, and the league isn't promoting it. Look, their official site has a couple of stories once in a while that are something like this, like a good feel-good story, or, a good story about the UFL. But this is like a big deal kind of thing, I mean, and the league just doesn't care about it. And it's just kind of a big L to be avoiding this, especially because there's not really any news sources talking about this. Again, it's not like a massive story, but it's a story that UFL fans would love to see, and especially Renegades fans, and instead the only places you'll really find this are on the Renegades subreddit. Now we get to the UFL communications. This is near the end of this, I guess, mini rant video. UFL communications channels, yikes. I mean, yikes. Look, the amount of issues that it has is just a lot. With the biggest one being that it just randomly won't have posts. Look, it's one thing to not post on the weekends. It's another thing to just randomly not post on Mondays and Thursdays. If you go back to really back to September, you'll see so many random weekdays just have nothing posted, despite signings still happening. Look, I made that video a few weeks ago about the best re-sign each team has had, and I mentioned Abram Smith, and I mentioned that on the UFL communications department, they hadn't even mentioned him despite him being signed for over a week by that point. And we're seeing similar things now. Again, December 14th, there were a few signings, and there were even some on the 13th. So still on weekdays, there were signings that the league didn't address. Again, when I'm recording this, and when I got this image, which was the same day I'm recording this, which is the same day it's being posted, the 16th, the last post the UFL communication department had was no transactions on the 11th. There have been multiple transactions since that day, and still nothing. We'll probably get something today. I hope we get something today on the 16th, because if not, then this is a real problem. And I mean, when you have to follow guys like James Larson, Mike Mitchell to follow this, that's not a good thing. Yes, I understand that, for instance, the NFL again, Adam Schefter and Ian Rappaport get most of the signings and they talk about it. But you can go to NFL channels and they'll talk about it too. The UFL, not so much. And that leads us to probably the biggest issue with the communications, and that's something like the GMs, right? Look, I get it. In spring football, GMs are not held in the same regard like the NFL, but they're still a big deal. The UFL and their social media things never really publicly mentioned either Lionel Vital or Dennis Polian stepping down / parting ways. They never did. Now, they did mention when they got hired, which was good, but in the case of Will Lewis, James Larson said back in July 5th that he was going to be taking over. They ended up doing an entire draft, the college draft, and then after that they publicly said Will Lewis is our GM. Really? I get there might have been a couple things, but you did the draft and then mentioned it, and then the Jim Manos one just came out of left field, which was a good thing they hired him, but again, they never mentioned publicly that Dennis Polian got fired, or, stepped down, I should say. He stepped down, all that. So if you're a regular casual fan who's not following all these accounts and you're just following the main accounts, you had no idea these GMs left their team or parted ways with their team, and you just found out of nowhere, hey, a new guy. Really? It's just terrible decision making by the league and all their guys, officials, and just social media accounts. And it's a problem that is terrible, because when John DeFilippo stepped down, it was that same day the communication department came out and said it, like you're supposed to. Now, the UFL itself did not do a post that is reminiscent of like an NFL post where they say coach has been fired, but they still did, release or repost the UFL communications post. But the GM's got nothing, which is terrible. So the league needs to fix that. And I mean, that'll pretty much do it. Again, I just wanted to get this stuff kind of off my chest. It's a lot of issues that a lot of us in the spring football community have had, and there's other things that when it comes to communications, of course, the schedule, we're finally should be getting it. I put it out a community post earlier. We should be getting it in about 13/14 days, 29th and 30th. We should be getting it. We might not because, you never say never, or 31st, my apologies. But we should be getting it. We hope. It's just a lot of issues with communications with the UFL, and this is something that's been going on with the USFL and XFL. It's a big issue a lot of people have, right? Things not being made publicly aware, things taking too long, things like stadium deals taking forever to get done with no real official word publicly. A lot of issues with things that are very simple, like player transactions, rosters. I mean, rosters not being updated properly is inexcusable. Like, of all these issues, that's the biggest one because that's inexcusable to do as a professional league, right? If you're trying to market yourself as a pro league, you can't just have rosters that aren't being updated, okay? Just because a guy has the rights to your team or, a team has your rights doesn't mean they're going to play for you. They have to actually sign there. So it doesn't matter if Case Cookis is going to return if he does to the Showboats. He currently is not on the Showboats, so don't have him on the roster. That creates confusion to new fans, confusion to old fans who don't fully follow in all the offseason stuff, and it's just a terrible thing. But that'll do it. Check out tomorrow. I'm going to have my 3rd year anniversary video for the channel coming out. It's going to be it's going to be just like the last year. It's not going to be, talking about stuff for the future. It's just going to be a really cool video. I got some stuff from Collectible Exchange, so I'm going to be showing that in the video, talking about 3rd year anniversary. Again, we're less than 70 subscribers away from 1,000, so if you've been a fan of the channel or you've just watched this video and enjoyed it, make sure to like and subscribe. Think about becoming a community member for 99 cents a month. You get an exclusive video, exclusive team emojis, exclusive community posts and all that. And stay on the lookout for next month where I will have my State of the Channel video. And as always, guys, have a great night.